History of New York 1. Indigenous era before 1524, long before Europeans arrived. The region was inhabited by Native American tribes, primarily the Lenape-Delaware people, as well as the Mohican, Mohawk, and Iroquois Confederacy. They lived in villages, farmed maize, beans, and squash, hunted and traded along waterways like the Hudson River. The area was a vital crossroads for trade routes among tribes to European exploration and Dutch colonization. 1524 to 1664. 1524. Italian explorer Giovanni da Verrazzano, sailing for France, was the first European to enter New York Harbor. 1609. English explorer Henry Hudson, working for the Dutch East India Company, sailed up the Hudson River while searching for a route to Asia. This led to Dutch colonization. New Netherland. The Dutch established New Netherland colony in 1624. In 1626, Peter Minuit, Dutch governor, famously purchased Manhattan Island from local Lenape people, likely in exchange for goods worth about 60 guilders. They built New Amsterdam, today's Lower Manhattan, as a trading post for the fur trade. 3. English takeover, 1664-1776. 1664. The English seized New Amsterdam without much resistance and renamed it New York, in honor of the Duke of York, later King James II. New York became a strategic port for trade and military purposes. It grew as a diverse colony, with Dutch, English, Jewish, African, both enslaved and free, and German settlers. 1735. The trial of John Peter Zeger, a printer accused of libel against the governor, established an important precedent for freedom of the press. 4. Revolutionary era 1776-1783. July 9, 1776. After the Declaration of Independence, New Yorkers pulled down a statue of King George III in Manhattan. Battle of Long Island, 1776. Largest battle of the Revolutionary War. Washington's army retreated but survived. The British occupied New York City from 1776 until 1783, making it their military headquarters. November 25, 1783, Evacuation Day. British troops finally left. New York 5. Early United States and 19th century growth, 1783 to 1860s. 1789, George Washington was inaugurated as the first U.S. president in New York City, which briefly served as the first U.S. capital. 1825, the opening of the Erie Canal connected New York City to the Great Lakes, making it the nation's biggest port and fueling economic growth. Massive immigration began. Irish escaping the potato famine, Germans, Italians, Jews, and others. Wall Street began rising as a financial hub, with the New York Stock Exchange founded in 1792. Slavery existed in New York until it was abolished in 1827, but racial tensions remained. 6. Civil War and immigration boom, 1861 to 1900. During the Civil War, New York was divided. Many supported the Union, but strong economic ties to the South caused tensions. 1863, the New York draft riots erupted, one of the worst civil uprisings in U.S. history, fueled by anger over conscription and racial tensions. Immigrants poured in through Ellis Island, opened 1892, and were welcomed by the Statue of Liberty, 1886, a gift from France. By 1900, New York was the largest city in the U.S., a melting pot of cultures. 7. Early 20th century, 1900 to 1945. Skyscrapers like the Empire State Building and Chrysler Building symbolize growth. Harlem Renaissance, 1920s, a cultural explosion of African-American music, art, and literature. New York became the center of jazz, Broadway, theater, finance, and publishing. During the Great Depression, 1930s, New York suffered heavily, but large projects like the Triborough Bridge and Rockefeller Center provided jobs. World War II, New York was a hub for shipping, finance, and troop movements. 8. Post-war era, 1945 to 1970s. New York became the headquarters of the United Nations, 1946, cementing its role as a global city. The city was the heart of post-war prosperity, but also faced challenges like racial segregation, crime, and economic decline in the 1960s-70s. 1970s, the city nearly went bankrupt. Crime and poverty soared. 9. Revival in modern era, 1980s to 2001. 1980s-90s, Wall Street boomed, making New York a global financial capital. The city saw urban renewal, falling crime rates, and a cultural resurgence in music, art, and media. Immigration from Latin America, Asia, and the Caribbean reshaped neighborhoods. 10, 9/11, and 21st century. September 11, 2001. Terrorist attacks destroyed the World Trade Center, killing nearly 3,000 people. The tragedy reshaped the city's identity, leading to rebuilding projects like the One World Trade Center 2014. Despite challenges, financial crisis of 2008, Hurricane Sandy in 2012, and COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, New York has remained a symbol of resilience. 11. Today, New York is the largest city in the U.S., approximately 8.5 million residents. Known as the city that never sleeps, it is a global hub for finance, culture, art, fashion, media, diplomacy, and technology. Its 5 boroughs, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Staten Island, each have unique cultural identities. It remains one of the world's most influential cities. If you enjoyed this journey through history,